Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Arnie Diaz Show. Today's show, a review of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, directed by Sam Raimi. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is a story about Doctor Strange trying to help America Chavez, a young girl from another universe who has the abilities to travel through the multiverse and who is being hunted down by some mysterious force. This movie was directed by Sam Raimi, and I have to say, that aspect of it I absolutely loved. Having Sam Raimi, who is classically a horror director, but he also directed Spider-Man trilogy, the original Spider-Man trilogy, of which Spider-Man 2 I think is a really good movie, and I still think one of the best superhero movies ever made. It may be because I was just really young and it was just my second Spider-Man movie, but I really have a soft place in my heart for that movie. And he really does introduce horror elements into this film. The last act of this movie is very much Sam Raimi-esque. Now, I will say that because of that, I think this film very firmly earns its PG-13 rating. I think there are some things that young children might be a little scared of, at least towards the end of the movie. But I think it's just a refreshing thing to have someone like Sam Raimi come in and direct an MCU movie. And having him paired with the character of Doctor Strange is, I think, quite perfect. Overall, I truly enjoyed this movie, and I think it stands on its performances more than anything. Elizabeth Olsen is incredible. I think Elizabeth Olsen delivers an incredible performance. Now, I will say this about her character. I do believe that her character is a little underserved, especially if you've seen WandaVision. WandaVision is a great show that it really is about character, and you really have some sympathy for the character of Scarlet Witch in that TV show, even though she is doing something quite terrible. And I think her motivations in this movie are founded and make sense, but I think we just get there too quickly. And you don't really understand how she is able to go from 0 to 100 with exactly the things that she wants to do. Besides that, I really do think her performance is incredible, and there are a lot of people online who are speculating that she may get a Best Supporting Actress nominations in the Oscars this year. And I can understand why. She just brings it to this movie. She chews scenery and delivers a performance that is incredible. I also think this is the best Doctor Strange that Benedict Cumberbatch has delivered. I think that Doctor Strange is best suited for a side character in a lot of MCU movies. He's really good in the Spider-Man movie that he was in, No Way Home, and I think he's really good in this one as well. And I think part of it is he is kind of a side character. This really is kind of a 60-40 split between Elizabeth Olsen's Scarlet Witch and Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange. And I think that suits the character really well. There's just so many fantastical things you can do with the character of Doctor Strange that I think that his plot being kind of condensed down into its most important parts really does lend to the character's credence and lets us really believe his character motivations. Another performance that really kind of surprised me was Benedict Wong. He really has a lot to do in this movie, because if you've seen a lot of the MCU movies and you know Benedict Wong has taken over as the Sorcerer Supreme in light of the absence of Doctor Strange because of the blip. He's really given a lot to do in this movie, and there are certain plot points in this movie that I think are just really carried by his performance and just how much more badass he is. He's given so much to do that you can really feel the importance of his character and what he really means to the overall plot and the overall MCU. And I really liked Xochitl Gomez. She's a newcomer to the MCU. She plays America Chavez, the young girl who is able to traverse the multiverse. I do feel that her character motivations are a little underdeveloped simply because she is introduced very quickly and the story really gets rolling as soon as she comes on screen, which is literally the first frame of this movie. This really is an ensemble effort. And I think this ensemble is probably one of the best that I've seen. These are all incredible actors. Rachel McAdams, I think this is the best that I've seen her in. I liked her in Doctor Strange, but I just don't think that she had a lot of chemistry with Benedict Cumberbatch in that movie. Here, that is completely different. They truly do have really good chemistry, and I really love their story and how it kind of comes to an almost conclusion here. It really does help give you understanding of Doctor Strange and himself as a human and understand their relationship. And I do think that it is very relatable, and I think their chemistry really does shine here as well. So the performances are really good. Sam Raimi directs the hell out of this. It's been a while since Sam Raimi has actually done a movie. The last movie he did was, I think it was Oz the Great and Powerful. I will say that it does, a lot of this movie does feel like Sam Raimi has come in to just kind of direct a television episode of the MCU. But there are many moments in this movie where he really does give his Sam Raimi dark humor, horror that really fits Doctor Strange really well. And I really do love the third act of this movie where it gives you so much Sam Raimi in the context of a Doctor Strange movie, and I just think it fits perfectly. The action, the set design, and the effects are truly incredible. It's an MCU movie, so you know those are going to be good. And there are really some inventive things that they do with the action to really give you that multiverse feel. This movie does beg to be seen on the big screen. It is big, bold, takes a lot of chances, a little touch of Sam Raimi horror, and a very solid ensemble cast. I give Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness a solid 4 out of 5. The biggest drawbacks to the movie that I see is that it gets off the ground and it runs. It doesn't really, the beginning of the movie, the first act, really doesn't give you a lot of character motivation, and it just plows forward to a kind of convoluted plot that is really saved by its performances. And there are some incredible, incredible surprises throughout. And I really do think a lot of like really hardcore Marvel fans that have loved Marvel and have really paid attention to both the comic books and the TV shows and all of the movies for the last few decades will really get a kick out of a lot of things here. Super, super great movie. Please watch it in the movie theater. My name is Arnie Diaz. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Arnie Diaz89 on all social media platforms. Thank you.